Hi everyone, welcome to your readings for the upcoming full moon in Virgo. Around about, how many hours are we away now? Around about 15 hours away now to the full moon in Virgo. Sooner if you're watching the recording, obviously. If you're here, please say hi in the chat. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how you've been handling the energies. Busy time, obviously, with that full moon, also with Mercury moving direct in a couple of days, bringing a bit of clarity, a bit of resolution, hopefully some better sleep, and just a sense of being able to move forward more easily from there. But with this being a Virgo full moon, very much about getting ourselves and our houses in order at this time. Very important if you've kind of let anything slip or anything drop. Wonderful to see those of you tuning in already. Hi, Lucretia. Hi, Alyssa. Hi, Elv here. It's wonderful to see all of you. How are you doing this wonderful, wonderful evening, or night, or morning, depending on where exactly you are? I'm still waiting on that. Let everyone to take the time to get settled in. It's an Earth full moon. So there is a grounding influence that you can use here as well. Allow yourself to just settle into the energies of it. Take a few nice deep breaths in and out. Allow yourself to feel grounded. Try and connect with that part of the Virgo energy, the part that connects with your body, rather than the part which may be that bit more critical of yourself, other people, or things around you at this time. Thank you, LV. It's faded a bit, but it's doing okay, isn't it? I'm good. I'm good. It's been a good week. I'm going to start off by pulling cards for the collective. Then we're going to move on to the 12 signs from Aries through to Pisces. Please remember, everyone, to like and share the video if you're able. So, energies for the collective for this full moon in Virgo. What are we working with at this time? What are we leaving behind at this full moon in Virgo? What can we let go of? What can we relinquish? What are we done with? You've already got some ideas around that. Yeah. 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 And yeah. Okay, let's talk about rigidity. Let's talk about rigidity and what it leads to in terms of our stances with other people. Let's talk about folding our arms at other people. Let's talk about defensiveness. Let's talk about getting pulled into pointless, drawn-out arguments. And that doesn't mean that you should ignore valid criticisms of people. Things that people are doing wrong by you or by people more generally. That's valid. But let's talk about energy spent on pointless arguments, pointless rows, things that get entrenched, don't go anywhere. Let's talk about that energy. And let's talk about stepping away from it. Let's talk about the extent to which that's not a good use of your time. This is the collective energy that we're getting here. Now, that doesn't mean that you ignore injustice or anything else, but it is about how you most effectively use your energy here. Because some people ain't going to hear you. Some people ain't going to listen. Some people are going to drain you in that environment. Sometimes you're going to drain them. Sometimes that doesn't do any good. Knowing when that is, and when you need to turn away, walk away. If it's on social media, when you just hit the block button or the hide button, just get rid of it. Let's talk about that stuff. In the conscious space, we have the Page of Wands. eager to learn, eager to teach, to communicate, to show ideas, to learn ideas. But sometimes that's not an option. Sometimes what drives this for us and for them? 9 of Wands. I got to be right. I got to prove myself right here. I got to do this. I've got to do this. I've got to do this. Me in that sense. And if you're talking about that in relation to more broad issues of social justice or injustice or anything else, why are you making it about you? Why are you making it about you and not about the issue at hand, what you're standing up for? And if it is a case of personal injustice, why are you trying to appeal to the better nature of somebody who's showing you that don't actually wish you any good? Is that really a good use of your time and your energy? We're coming from this place of the 4 of Pentacles, ideas already pre-worked out. And once everyone's already worked out their ideas and there's no flexibility, no movement, what happens? You get stuck. This becomes pointless. When it becomes pointless, you've got to go and do something else. So what's the energy of this time? Withdrawal from it. 4 of Swords. 4 of Swords. This also, incidentally, means that where people have done you wrong directly, these can be people who've mistreated you, even people who've abused you. And you're trying to get them to see that, or to take responsibility, to apologize. Anything like this, you're keeping yourself locked in and under their control through that desire. And it doesn't get you anywhere. It just makes you feel small and disempowered. It's a trap that we all fall into. I need them to accept it. I need closure. I need this. I need this. I need this. Actually, you don't, and you're giving them the means to hold you in place when you state that. So this is the stuff that we need to be withdrawing from, resting upon as well. We know our truths here, and that's okay. But trying to get them to accept it doesn't feel that worthwhile. Others will listen. Others will be on your side. But you got to know who's not. You really got to know who's not. Moving to the future, 6 of Wands. Those who are those who are going to support you, be with you, grow with you. They'll be more flexible. You'll be more flexible. There are some places where that's not going to be the case for you. Recognize what they are. Know what they are. Recognize the trap. Recognize what it does to you. That's the main energy that I'm getting around this full moon in Virgo. I hope that makes sense as a collective energy picture to be working with. Going to move on now to the 12 signs from Aries through to Pisces. Starting with Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising for this full moon in Virgo. And please remember everyone to like and share the video if you're able. Aries. 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 Working with over this full moon. Move those out of the way. Using really big cards here, so there's not so much space to work in. You'll see them in a minute. Aries. Very much in line with the collective, Aries. There are situations and people that you're kind of waiting for the penny to drop with. Waiting for the penny to drop with so that things can shift in your favor. And they're not. And they're not. And that's frustrating you. It's leaving you feeling a little stuck. And because it's leaving you feeling a little stuck, you're not sure whether you stick or twist. Do you get out of here? Do you drop this? Things that you may have been investing in. You may have been investing in a number of things, especially in terms of work. This could be in personal life as well. Different areas of work, and you're putting energy in here, you're putting energy in here. Maybe one's shifting a bit, the other one isn't. And you're trying to work out whether you really want to continue doing both of these things. Because you're like, surely this one's going to come off sometime soon. Surely this one's going to come off sometime soon. And then you're sort of losing heart, losing faith in it a bit. You're coming in with the Two of Pentacles. And I want to say that you're trying to maintain this and trying to do all these things, but it feels like it's a bit sapping. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be persisting in a sense. But I do feel like you need a bit of a break from it. You need to look at what is actually coughing up what you need. And that's not just money and finance. That's kind of emotional satisfaction, emotional joy as well. So I have the Six of Cups for you there. And the Six of Cups for me, for you here, is about whether or not something is actually rewarding to you. Does it make you feel spirited? Does it make you feel excited? Has it become a drudge? Because you've got to find that within whatever you're doing. That's going to be the test as to whether it's worthwhile or not. If it is just by the numbers and not really coming off, then you might need to rethink it at this time, because it's just alienating you or leaving you feeling a bit dispirited. Your final card, I have Strength. So yes, you can continue with this, but you need to look openly and honestly at what you're getting out of it at this time, Aries. Does it fill your heart in some sense? Or are you just doing it out of some loyalty to what you started? Watch out for that kind of rigidity and inflexibility. I hope that makes sense for you, Aries. The next sign is going to be Taurus. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising for this full moon in Virgo. Taurus. Taurus. Taurus, you sunk a bit too much into your comfort zone. A bit too much into your comfort zone. Things are okay. They're quite stable. Nice enough. Predictable enough. But not that dynamic. Not that dynamic. When was the last time you started something new? When was the last time you did something new? When was the last time you learned something new? When was the last time you spoke to someone new, met someone new, did something new with that person? You're coming in with the Sun. So things are okay. Things are okay. By the same token, honestly, you might get a little bored. And even if you're not, I don't feel you being that inspired in that sense. And therefore, there is a need to shake things up a little bit around this time. It's the main thing that's coming through for you. I have the Page of Wands for you. And I feel this is the energy that you need to step into, Taurus. New. Take on something new. Meet someone new. It doesn't have to be a dramatic shift, but it does need to be this openness and opening for you at this time, because what is comfortable can become a rut. And you do yourself a disservice if you just go through the motions, if it's so routine, so straightforward, so simple. Where's the growth? Where's the growth? Your final card is the Magician. So you do have this in you. I feel like you need to take yourself and other people by surprise. Even if you're seeing someone familiar, go and do something brand new with them. Or go and meet some brand new people, Taurus. Yeah, that means going outside. Yeah, that means mixing with different people. Yeah, that means shaking yourself up just a bit. It's not a wholesale or dramatic change in your life, but there is just this need for things to be just flipped open outwards that bit. You need to be connecting with more of the world than you currently are, Taurus. I hope that makes sense for you. Hi, Mariam. Hi, Alto. The next sign is going to be Gemini. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for this full moon in Virgo. Gemini. Gemini. Gemini, you're self-defeating. You're self-defeating with a lot of ideas that you might have. It's not that you're uninspired. I feel you are inspired, but I also feel that you're then conjuring up every reason under the sun not to take inspired action, not to move forward on certain things. And you may not even be doing this consciously. You may have a whole number of things, list of things that you want to do, and then you're not moving on them. So there's this sense of being stuck, this sense of being inspired but not acting upon it, this sense of things being allowed to just remain in the realm of ideas. And what's actually going on here is that you, I feel, are scared of what may happen. You are scared of opposition coming from outside. You are scared of arguments, of blowback, people not taking you seriously, people taking what you do badly. And so you are conjuring up all the reasons not to go. So you're becoming your own opposition here. So as other people don't have to be. Which is a complicated process, but it's not a good one. It's causing you to silence yourself at times as well. As you come in with the Ten of Wands. But I want to stress a lot of this strain is strain that you're putting upon yourself. Meaning that you stare away, you turn away from the world. You're making it harder for yourself than it needs to be, Gemini. Now I have the Sun for you. So this is a good time to be moving on the things that are in your head. It is. And I feel like you're actually going to be supported. But you need to support yourself. Within that, you need to get going. You need to get moving. What you don't want is to have ideas and then allow them to sort of kind of fester in your head and get all polluted with all the crap that you put on top of them, until suddenly you dislike them that much because it's unnecessary. So I have the Seven of Swords for you. It's your advice card. Who cares what other people think about this? This is you, and it's not going to be that bad, and they may not even notice, and even if they do, so what? The bigger issue is the shit that you've internalized, the stuff that you're telling yourself, the way you're putting yourself down, running yourself down, stopping yourself from moving. So take some awareness of your self-talk, your negative self-talk, your thought processes there, Gemini. Because I do feel like you're able to move. And when these ideas first came to you, you felt really confident as well. And then you started doubting yourself. You got on your own case. And before you knew it, you were here. So let's go back a little bit. Let's clean this up. And let's start to move on it fresh. Because I feel success. Success building on success. King of Pentacles. I hope that makes sense for you, Gemini. The next sign is going to be Cancer. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for this full moon in Virgo. Cancer. Cancer. Okay, Cancer. You're in very much an observational mode, Cancer. Taking a lot in. Watching carefully what other people say and do. Waiting for the right time to form a conclusion upon them. And you can really wait a bit too long on that. You can really give up a little bit too much power that way and a bit too much impetus. And it's like, okay, some of you are projecting expectations onto people and situations. Whether those are good or bad expectations, what they're not is being open and honest and accepting. So some of you are sat there waiting for someone to fuck up. A little bit annoyed they haven't. Some are sat there waiting for someone to suddenly come round to your point of view. You're a bit annoyed they haven't. But either way, there's this projection going on, Cancer, that you need to be more aware of, because this is going to restrict and limit you. It's going to distort your relationship to them as well. It's something that doesn't help you. You're coming in with the Page of Wands. And I want to say what you get with the Page of Wands here. A bit of naivety, therefore. Like just through force of will or mind, you can change them. I don't feel you can. You're not in a place of acceptance. How long are you going to stay in this place for? Waiting for things to suddenly alter, suddenly change. Three of Wands. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Is it? Is it? Or is it just something that suits you to believe so as you can justify your own non-movement, non-change of path, intransigence? I have the Queen of Pentacles coming in as your advice. I'm getting a need for control. I'm getting a need to know outcomes in advance. And I'm getting this as a bit of a lack of trust and faith, bit of an old wound. It's a healing need. That's why the Queen of Pentacles is showing up. So what this is actually revealing in you is a trait of behavior and thought that I feel limits and distorts your perspective, makes things that bit harder for you, makes you that bit more inflexible, but also that bit more unfair. A bit more unfair. Because if you predetermine for people what they're going to do, and if you don't accept what they're actually doing and what they're actually saying because you feel like you know better, it's just really going to hold you up and make a bit of a mess energetically and so on. So you've got to pull back from this, accept what's in front of you and accept what this pattern is telling you about yourself and the things that you need to work on, work with. Need to be that little bit more understanding, a little bit more accepting. I feel that's what's going to move you forward from there. Things that you need to let go of, essentially. Expectations that you need to let go of, but recognizing what they're telling you about what you need to work on within yourself. I hope that makes sense for you, Cancer. The next sign is going to be Leo. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for this full moon in Virgo. Leo. Leo might be getting over attached, and Leo might be in for a bit of a shock. You might be overestimating a situation, Leo. Now, this could be a love situation. That's the first place I've gone with it, but it could just be overconfidence in general in a situation where you're investing this hope, this expectation, but you haven't actually done the groundwork, haven't actually built it up. There's a need to be a bit slower. There's a need to wait and see rather than assume, Leo. You're coming in with the 7 of Swords. You don't have all the information here. You don't have all the facts here. And therefore, your reading of it, where you feel it's going, could be way, way off. And because it could be way, way off, you need to come back a little bit. Because the energy that you're projecting in may be a little bit... This can skew things. This can skew things even if you don't want it to. Even if you don't intend it to. Because you're so certain, you're so sure. Not allowing yourself space to be wrong here. Or just space to not know. Space to experience, space to find out in time. I have Temperance as your challenge card. So this does need to be slower. It's not fully cooked yet. Outcome isn't there yet. If your advice as the High Priestess You got to step back in terms of what you are expecting from this, because you're expecting, I feel, things to go all your own way in particular, and there may be a little sting in the tail if you just expect things to go in such a way that is quite me, quite me. This is good, this is good, this is good, this is good. Yeah, for you maybe, except it's not, because that's not actually where it's going. So slow it down. Look at where this may be out of balance, out of whack, where you may be forcing the agenda a bit too much, Leo. It's where you need to dial it in a bit. You will learn more about this situation in time, but for now you need to suspend judgment just a bit. Stop loading so much pressure onto it. Even if that is for something positive, you still need to dial it down, dial it in a bit. I hope that makes sense for you, Leo. Hi, Melinda. I think we're all looking forward to Saturn going into Aquarius, and we'd like it even more if Saturn was to stay in Aquarius, and we can all feel a bit more optimistic, but we're not done with Saturn in Capricorn just yet. So the next sign is going to be Virgo. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. For this full moon in Virgo, full moon in your sign, Virgo. Saturn's currently conjunct my natal sun. Like, I could do with it being anywhere other than that, thank you. Virgo. Some situations may have a sting in the tail for you, Virgo, but not in the way that you're anticipating. It's almost like you're right to be guarded or even a little bit pessimistic, but not in this way. Like, you're anticipating something being challenging, but you're anticipating all the wrong things around it. Now, what do I want to say here? The threat of the challenge when it comes in is going to be more external than you're anticipating. So maybe you're in a new relationship with somebody and you're worried that that person might find out stuff about you, may not like you, therefore, based on that. There might be a situation where you might speak out of turn or whatever you're worried about. That's going to lead worry. I better keep this part of myself to myself, this kind of thing. This could be happening in any connections. Could be happening at work, somebody you're working closely with, and so on. You're like, something's happening, something's going to go wrong here, something's going to go wrong here, but you're looking in the wrong place. I don't feel like the person who's at the center of this with you is going to be the issue. I do feel that you're going to face a challenge or a difficulty that's coming from outside. Or they're going to face that. And it's coming from outside. And there will be a need to band together, defend that person, or them defend you. And that will build trust between the two of you. Trust that isn't quite there yet with the 5 of Swords. Five of Swords. Difficult energy for you. Difficult energy for you there, because you keep expecting the worst with the person who you're around. And remember, this is a new person in your life. And because it's a new person in your life, you're unsure and uncertain, but they've given you no real reason to distrust them. The Seven of Pentacles, you're developing a connection here. But that means that you need to stop hiding yourself from them. You need to stop hiding yourself from them in order that they open up to you as well and trust you, because you're going to need that, because I feel like there's going to be a need for one to defend the other, protect the other, band together. I have the Nine of Wands showing up. So a stand is going to need to be taken in this regard. And because a stand is going to need to be taken, this is why you're going to need to become closer to and more open with this person. And I mentioned it as an example as a love relationship, but this may well be a business partnership, a new person around you, maybe a new friend. You're not always love situations. But the sense that I'm getting is you've got to stop hiding parts of yourself from the people who are that close to you, because you're going to hold yourself back. You've got to establish some trust with them. Because if that isn't there, then there's no relationship, connection, partnership to build anyway. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of your energy. Stop hiding yourself, because if somebody chooses not to be with you or partner with you, work with you, then that's fine. They can fuck off. There are other people out there. Simple as that. I feel that this is more the case. This is somebody who is going to work with you. And you're going to need each other. But you got to stop holding back. You got to stop anticipating the worst, Virgo, in this sense, because you're anticipating it wrong. The next sign is going to be Libra. Libra, sun, moon, and rising. For this full moon in Virgo. Libra. You're avoiding making waves, Libra. You're avoiding making waves. You're avoiding potential conflict, potential fights. You're worried about being pulled into some one-upmanship or something similar. But in doing so, you're also holding back your actual views. The things that you care about, the things that you want to put out there, the things that you want to move upon. You come in with the Five of Wands. That's what you're anticipating. If I do this, all hell's going to break loose. So I'm going to deal with that. I'm going to have to deal with that. That's going to come in. That's going to happen. That's going to happen. That's going to happen. Maybe it will. Maybe it will, but so fucking what? You can't keep hiding these things that you believe in, that you hold quite dear, Libra. Can't just keep the peace in that sense, even though people may have conditioned you, bullied you to do so in the past. It is something that you do need to be stepping beyond. I have the the Page of Swords. Page of Swords as your challenge card here, Libra. You got to put that shit out there. Because only through putting that shit out there that you're going to shift your own energy and shift things around you. You're doing it widely, you're doing it broadly, you're not holding back. It's a new experience for you. It's a new experience for you. And what's it going to do, Libra? It's going to connect you to those people who are with you. who do have the same stuff in their heart as you do, who do believe in the same things as you. 3 of Cups. So people who actually, I feel, are going to value what you put out there, value what you move on. You can fuck everyone else. You're supposed to be connecting with people who support you, lift you up, not sitting there and being like, no, I can't because they're not going to like it. And what about them? And what about them? It's like, fuck them. Fuck them. You've got to be connecting with the new. You've got to be putting your shit out there. So as you connect with new people, so as they inspire you, so as you inspire them, so as this starts to move you forward, Libra. No more holding back on this stuff. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Scorpio. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising for this full moon in Virgo. Scorpio. Scorpio. You got situations to let go of, Scorpio, at this time. Big letting go of stuff that you've got quite entrenched within. This is tying in with the energy of one of the other signs that came earlier on, this kind of waiting for the penny to drop, waiting for someone to see, waiting to be proved right, waiting to get one over on someone. What's it for? What is so important about the self-gratification that you are seeking over this, Scorpio? What is so important about what at best feels like a really fucking hollow victory? How is this holding you back? Yeah, no one can touch you as a sign, can they? Except that you, in this case, are tying your energy into something, someone that I don't feel you even like. Just to prove a point. Just to prove a point. As you come in with your card, Death. Got to win this one, haven't you? But why? What for? How does this move you forward? How does it move them forward? How does it move anything forward? Do you really want to build your self-confidence on being able to get one over on someone who doesn't even matter that much to you? Is that really worth it? Is it? Maybe you can't be loving to them, but are you being loving to yourself around this? Or is this a subtle way to fuck yourself up? I have the 9 of Pentacles for you. I also have Strength for you. You know what? This isn't going to turn out how you want it to. If it did, it would still be shit, but it's not even going to do that. So give it a fucking rest, give it a break, and go and do something else. Come back to yourself. All the energy that you're wasting on this, that you could be using on yourself to move yourself forward. To be in a place of more energetic independence in that sense. Like getting something out of such what feels like a pointless situation, a pointless power struggle almost. Just not worth it. Maybe this person provokes you a bit, pushes your buttons. Maybe that's why you want to get pulled into it, but it's not worth it. You can take more control of yourself and your situation than this. I hope that makes sense for you, Scorpio. The next sign is going to be Sagittarius. Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising for this full moon in Virgo. Sag. Sag. Sag, uncharacteristically, is a little bit over-attached to someone or something. A little bit too dependent on that person or that thing, because this could be like a benefactor or a client, a source of income, a source of wealth, a source of resources of some kind. It doesn't have to be a relationship. It feels more practical than that. But you're just that little bit overly reliant and maybe not doing enough to have other sources of support, resources, the things that you need wherever this is playing out in your life, Sagittarius. As you're coming in with the 10 of Pentacles, it's all great, it's all stable, isn't it? Except that it feels like the foundations are not quite as solid as you might expect them to be. You might not be doing enough yourself to sustain this. If you're not doing yourself enough to sustain this, then it's going to struggle to sustain. You need to spread your sources, your resources that bit wider. And you, I feel, need to be doing a bit more for yourself as well, Sag. Because it's almost like you're reliant on this consistent source of something so as you don't have to provide it yourself, but you do. To an extent, you do. 9 of Pentacles. You do. There's the independence that's needed. There's that mastery of something that's needed. So as you can be more in control, that bit less reliant. I have the 6 of Cups showing up as your advice card. There's something that you've relied on for a long time, some of you Sagittarius. Is this like, does that apply to all of you? This applies to some who are quite privileged in this sense. Are some of you reliant on like a trust fund or an inherited property that you're renting out, or something that you have access to and have done for a very long time but didn't work for? Something like this, Sag. Your adjustment at this time is to be a little bit more responsible for yourself rather than relying on something that I feel is not as secure and long-term as you feel it is. May well be disrupted, and even if it's not, you're relying on it just a bit too much and it's delaying your own evolution. And it feels like something familial for those of you this affects. You got to watch that because it's not as guaranteed as you think it is. It's not as sure a thing as you think it is. Could be a rich relative who surprises you by cutting you off. Now, again, this is like, I feel there are specific Sages watching this who this applies to, because most people don't have that in place. But for those of you who do, you really got to watch it. You really got to watch it. I hope that makes sense for you, Sag. The next sign is going to be Capricorn. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for this full moon in Virgo. Capricorn. Don't rest on your laurels, Capricorn. Don't rest on your laurels. Don't doubt the things that are coming off for you, that are coming through for you at this time. They feel good. They feel really, really good. But because they feel really, really good, maybe financial successes, maybe other things falling into place, coming into place for you. Those are good. So you don't need to question those. You don't need to go over old ground with yourself. But nor is it about just doing the same things over and over again. You've got to add to this. You've got to add to this, Capricorn. We've got to shake you out of your comfort zone that way, because there's more for you to do. More for you to do. Not just the same thing over and over again, a bit more, a bit more, a bit more. But there's other places you need to be putting your energy into at this time. New projects, new things that you should be doing. New directions to move in. Having a bigger plan. If you're successful right now, then your plan should be expanding. So as you're doing more things, you're coming in with the Hermit. Good Virgo energy for this full moon in Virgo. You're not quite trusting what's coming in for yourself, and even if you are, you're then being hypercritical of other things that you might invest your time, energy, resources into. But I feel you need to. I feel you need to. I have the Two of Wands for you. I also have the Page of Wands for you. So this is not a time for sitting still, for doing the same old, same old, same old. It's a time for branching out, creating fresh ground for you, for yourself, lighting some fires, setting some things in motion. Big steps. Big steps. And you're that bit nervous, that bit worried. What if what I'm doing already doesn't come off? What if I need to put more energy into this? What you're doing already is fine, Capricorn. It's going well. You know it's going well. You're getting the payoffs from it. You should be confident from that. You should be confident from that and adding to it. The energy you need to work with at this time is one of initiation of those new things, to add to supplement what is already working for you. Not just more of the same, not just pessimism either. I hope that makes sense for you, Capricorn. Hi, Lily. Hi, Jack. Hi, Ladybug. The next sign is going to be Aquarius. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for this full moon in Virgo. Aquarius. Can you crack a smile, Aquarius? We need you to crack a smile. Why are you not cracking a smile, Aquarius? You're not cracking a smile because you're fixated on a situation. Most likely a person, most likely a relationship. And if not that, then something else that you've wanted to happen, wanted to happen, wanted to happen. And it's not. And it's not. And you're like, oh, but. And it's like, no, fuck off. It's not happening. Accept it. Accept it, Aquarius. Stop trying to outthink this by conjuring ways in which it could be when it's not. Waste of your time, waste of your energy, holds you back, stops you from taking on new things, makes you anxious. Just a bit longer, just a bit more. No, time up. Time up. 8 of Swords. Look at how you're holding yourself up. Oh, I can't leave this behind. I can't because this. Fuck off. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You're just stopping yourself from doing so because you know best. You know better than everyone else. You decided in advance that it must be this way. No, it mustn't. No, it mustn't. You've got to put a stop to this. Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. Situation's dead. Move on. Move the fuck on. You got to. You really do. Where you're holding yourself up, this isn't good, Aquarius. Whatever you're telling yourself about this is bullshit and an excuse not to move forward. But you got to because there's a much more promising and rewarding situation out there for you when you do. Ace of Cups. No, Page of Cups. My apologies. Page of Cups, though. Page of Cups. Freer energy. Moving forward, moving on. Finding the thing that you're looking for somewhere else. Telling yourself, I have to stay focused on this. This is the only place that this can happen. This is the only thing that can be right. No, it's not. It's an illusion. It's a projection. It's a mist you've put in front so you can deny the cold reality. And yet you're going to go and find something better. You are. Or you can stay here and it's shit and it's miserable, but at least it's kind of controllable, but it's bullshit. It's not that difficult a choice to make, Aquarius. Get out of your head and get moving on it. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Pisces. Drop the card on the floor, excuse me. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising for this full moon in Virgo. Pisces. 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 Trust yourself, Pisces. Trust the situation that you're in. Whether it's a person who you're newly with, whether it's a new job opportunity or project that you've embarked on, even if you're only at the early stages, the planning stages, you can trust it. You can trust who's alongside you here. You can build upon it. through communication, through thinking, through talking, but crucially, through trusting it, through not feeling the need to upset the apple cart, through not feeling the need to burn it down, walk away, give up. Give up, give up, give up, give up. It's bound to go wrong, it's bound to go wrong, it's bound to go wrong, it's bound to go wrong. It's not. It's not. So you've got to watch for that paranoia, Pisces. It's a good situation. 2 of Cups. What's wrong? You're overthinking it. 2 of Swords. Causes you to hold back, not believe in it, not trust in it. But it feels good. It feels rewarding. It feels like you can put into it. It feels like you'll get stuff out of it. 6 of Pentacles, Pisces. It's good. You know what this is referring to? I know you've had some rotten luck in the past, but this isn't one of those. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. So trust it and open up into it. It feels promising. It feels balanced. It feels secure. It feels like something you can commit to. I hope that makes sense for you, Pisces. That is all 12 signs. Thank you all so much for being here through those. I have time to pull cards for a couple of people. If you're waiting for those to come through, I'd like to remind everyone to like and share the video and subscribe if you haven't already. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my details for that are just in the box below. If you'd like to connect with me for any other reason or leave me a donation, my details for those are also in the box below. Astrology readings are also available. I'm not seeing any questions coming through so far, so it may be one of those nights where you've got plenty to think about already, or you're too shy to ask publicly, both of which are absolutely fine. In which case, I'm going to wish all of you a wonderful, wonderful afternoon, evening, night, or morning. Thank you again for being here, and I will see all of you very, very soon. Thank you. Have a good night.